Hi, welcome to Ray's Toolbox. I'm Ray. Today we're going to take this door off of the camper and replace all the stuff on it. We're going to see if we can put a window back in it, and the outside skin of this as well as the inside paneling is cracked. It needs replaced. It's seen its better days. So here we go. Step number one is simply remove all the screws around the outside of this, and that way we can lay it down on the bench and take a look at it. After I took the door handle off, the frame for the window came off, and the door skin on the inside, it just broke apart. It was very brittle, already had a few breaks at the bottom side of it. Once that was off, you could plainly tell there was a lot of water damage and rotted wood around the door. The board at the very bottom, you could poke the screwdriver right through. It just disintegrated right in front of you. It was really easy to get that board out. The vertical pieces of the frame was also in just as bad a shape. So at this point, I figured it was about time to build a new door. This door had styrofoam insulation on the inside of it. The outside of the door peeled off really easy as well. It had a couple of cracks on it. It was easy to build the new frame because I had the proper size for the door. I had a window that I was going to put in it, but the window itself came out of a different camper, and there was a lot of metal work that was missing on it and damaged. It was a little bit too far beyond my skill of repair, so this door is not going to have a window. I'm going to cut some sheet metal down to size for the outside skin of the door. I'm going to have to make it in two pieces, so I'm going to put a strap iron across the seam to hide the seam, and then I'll put a couple more across just for decorative purposes to kind of keep everything snug and tight together. I had to watch when I put the frame together where the screws went, because I needed to drill the hole for the handle so I would be able to put the new handle in the door. I didn't have a saw to drill the hole in the metal skin, so a little bit of elbow grease and a little bit of time, and we was able to cut the hole out in both of those pieces. I cut a piece of Luan down to size and used that as the covering for the inside of the door. I dry fit everything together, make sure it would fit. I got lucky, the door handle fit the first time. The door trim fit pretty easy. There was a little bit of trimming I had to do on one corner. The trim fit around the door, and I put a couple of decorative strips on to, one, look nice, and two, to kind of help support the screws to help hold everything together. I insulated the inside of the door with spray foam. I like the way that spray foam will seal all the cracks, will help keep air out of it, and it has a fairly good R value per square inch. After I had the door insulated, I put the inside skin on the Luan, and then when it was ready, I painted the inside of that white and hung the door back up in place. It's always a good sign when the trim fits where it belongs when you go to put it back up. We went back and forth on what colors to paint the door. I think that making it match the rest of the camper was probably the better idea. So instead of getting the spray gun out and doing 3 separate things with that, I went ahead and rolled the top and the bottom colors and then taped off the center when that dried and painted the center with a roller. After all of the trim work was finished around the door and everything dried, the tape was taken off and everything seemed to match fairly well, I think. It came out pretty good. I'm happy with it. When the time came to put the flooring down, the first thing we did was get some leveling compound and spread that around on the floor. It's kind of a watery consistency, but it will help fill all the cracks and dimples and things like that, all the imperfections you may have on the floor. We found a remnant sheet of vinyl that we thought the pattern would go well with what we have planned for the inside. Takes a little bit of time and a little bit of patience to get things cut and get it to fit around the corners just the way that we liked. Most of the outside edges will have a cabinet of some sort on them, so we didn't have to get really picky as far as how close that it fit, how perfectly it fit. Because most of the traffic is going to be right in the same center spot of the camper, I went ahead and put some vinyl adhesive down on the floor and glued the vinyl down so it wouldn't go moving around with all the heavy traffic that will be in that one spot. So that's how we made the door and painted it to match the camper. This is the floor. I believe it's going to look pretty good with the color scheme that we have planned. So I hope you liked the video. Thank you for watching and stay tuned. We're going to see what we can do on the inside here.